All right, guys, we're back at it. Let's see. It is, I have no idea what day it is, but we are into this challenge of 30 videos in 30 days. The whole thing is that you just hit record, do your thing, and then post it. No edits, no stops, no do-overs, just being raw. So thought I would share with you guys today a little bit of my dry fire routine with an AR or the modern sporting rifle, whatever term you want to use for this thing. That's what it is. So this one's pretty basic. This is a build. It was built on a BCM. So pretty simple build. Not a whole lot of bells and whistles on it. Just your standard issue kind of flash suppressor, adjustable stock. I do have I think they're called a bad lever. I've used this for as long as they've been available. I've used one of those. I just kind of like it. Talked a little bit before about wanting some sort of magnification on my rifles. On this particular rifle, this is man, I want to say this is the Burris, whatever, 1x4, but it's old. I've been using it for a long time. It's held zero. The irons are flip ups, but they're pretty much just decoration. Everything's centered for a 200-yard zero. So 0 to 200, I should be shooting pretty flat in there. After 200, things get a little wonky, but man, come on, man. Realistically, am I ever going to be shooting anything past 200 yards at this stage of my life? I don't know, but if I were, I've got a better answer for those things. Couple better answers for that problem. However, I do know where it hits on out to the effective range for me, not the effective range of the rifle, the effective range for me, meaning where I can actually see and determine that that is something that needs to take a hit. So, and also I do run, I don't know if you can see that, I do run a Ready Mag. This is the skeletonized version, lighter weight version, which is kind of funny because at this point, what's another half ounce on a rifle? So this is my basic setup. But some of the things I do is, let me drop this one off, and I will run basically the same as I do with the pistol, where I do a familiarization drill. So I'll do a couple mounts. So what I try to do is keep my head from moving. So I mount the rifle. When I mount the rifle or the pistol, I bring my shoulders up. So as I bring it up, if I bring it up just to the shoulder, I'm still gonna have to move my head to get behind it, right? So I'm gonna move it up to my eye. So you can see here, I bring it up to my eye. I don't move my head. I keep because my eye is already looking at my target. I've already determined, like head box, A-zone, whatever it is, steel, whatever, or game. You know, I wouldn't be hunting game with 5.56, but you know what I mean. And so I don't want to have too many moving parts, you know, moving my head and moving the rifle and all that. So what I would rather do is bring it to my eye, and that means sometimes I shrug my shoulders. So whether it's a pistol and I'm bringing the pistol up, you know, and I kind of shrug my shoulders a little bit, my goal is to minimize the amount of moving parts in the machine being us, right? And how we are interacting or interfacing with whatever weapon we're using. And if I can have it to just one moving part, meaning just the rifle is the only thing that moves. So I'm looking at the dot, the rifle comes up, my head doesn't move. You know, my head stays straight on without moving. It makes for less variables. So as many variables as I can eliminate, the better my result will be, at least for me. So if you have a different way of doing it, I'm all about hearing about it. But just whatever you're gonna do, train it a lot. So for dry fire, I'll do a couple mounts, you know. Also, I'll mount everything perfect, and then I'll bring it down a little bit, mount, bring it down a little bit, mount, bring it all the way down. So now I'm bringing it up, down, out of my line of sight. My shoulders are still staying up, but I'm bringing it down so that the rifle is staying out of my line of sight, would be at a distinct low ready, not going to be muzzling anything, doesn't need to be muzzled, come up to the eye. So I'll practice a few of those. I'll vary between that as my warm up, what some guys call up drills. Some of my instructors have referred to that as an up drill, just on the timer. Give me one in the head box, up, you know, and you make your hits. And I guess that's why they call it an up drill. And then the other thing I like to do is similar to what I do with the pistol, which is move the pistol or the rifle through the cycle of operation. So lock the slide back or the bolt back, drop the mag out, bring the mag back in, send the bolt forward, acquire grip, safety off, safety on, slide back or bolt back. Why do I keep saying slide? Bolt back, drop the mag out, bring the mag back up, send the bolt forward, acquire the sight, safety off, safety back on, lock the bolt back, drop the mag out, feed it back in, send the bolt forward, acquire the sight, safety off, safety on. And I'll go back and forth on that for 3 or 4 minutes. A lot of times I just kind of get in the zone of just that rhythm of just operating the cycle of the mechanical cycle of the weapon, and minus the, you know, firing. And it just kind of gets me in a rhythm there, and I get in a flow. And sometimes I'll actually kind of get a little sweat going. Once that happens, then I know I'm ready for movement and all that stuff. Then the next thing I'll do, which might seem silly to some, is I'll actually practice my tack load. So I'll practice what you just saw for a load, just kind of get the groove in. Then I'll actually practice emergency loads. I'll lock the slide back, you know, and because I run a ready mag, I'll come up, drop that out, you know, I'll get ready. I'll get into that another time. But for now, what I'll do is I'll come up and I'll actually practice some tack loads. So I'll come in here, squeeze the magazines together. I don't know if you can kind of see that. And then rotate that over. Feed the next one in, come in again, squeeze them together, rotate over. So I don't know if that's a good angle. There you go. Of course I'm going to fumble it, right? Feed that in. There you go. Just there. Just do a few of those, just kind of get the groove down. And then I'll do another variation, which is similar to how you would feed a pistol. Same finger between, and just bring it over. Catch it in the palm of my hand. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I don't know how to make it so you can see that. But I'm going to catch it in the palm of my hand, kind of like that, and feed it over. I like to vary between those two just because different strokes for different folks, and I like to be able to give people options. So that's a couple of things I do, and I'll move through that. And then, so to train for the emergency load, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and bring it up, right? So I'll bring the rifle up here, I'll drop it out, I'll get my grip first on the ready mag, the secondary mag. I'll drop that one out, bring that over, if I can do it without fumbling it, and get my load, get my next sight picture. Right, set it up again, on target, point it in, I'll keep the safety on. Safety's on, get my grip, drop that out, drop that in. Now, if you notice, what I just noticed about myself is that I'm taking too much, I'm moving way more than I need to. I'm coming way down here and then going back up. So this time, I'm gonna hit that emergency load again. On target, get my grip, drop it, make it a slight movement, and then back on. So, let's try that again. So, up on there, got her locked in, come up, get my grip, drop that, there we go, better. And I'll do that for 4 or 5, maybe 10 minutes. I know there's arguments back and forth about reloading ARs or rifles in general. And I just kind of feel like it's just part of the game. Why wouldn't you want to learn it? That's like saying that's like a basketball player saying that's a forward or a power forward saying they don't really want to learn a crossover or a jumper, a three-pointer. Why not? It's just part of the game. Why not know all aspects of the game and be able to execute everything there is about the game? So for the AR, why wouldn't I want to know how to do an emergency load or attack load or whatever? And it's just another skill. It's going to play a role in malfunction clearing and stuff like that. Also, you got to be able to load and unload safely. So the more I can manipulate and the more I can handle this thing, my cat's weird, the more I can do all the functions of the rifle, manually function this thing, I think it's going to make me more skilled in every area when it comes to picking this thing up and going to work. So yeah, food for thought. All right, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate when you guys like this stuff, when you comment, and I'll see you on the next one.